Hello and welcome to another game time lapse, and this is pretty cool because I made a game about race cars. I didn't really have a name for this one, but one thing I am stressing right now, because like the beginning part of this video is just a bunch of drawing, is just that like the cars are accurate, because I don't know, that car originally had like carbon emission, like little smoke, but really honestly I thought it didn't fit well. And so what I did was, after using this, like I made it kind of rotate a little bit when I was going up. But what I'm doing right now is, like, you know, the lines in the middle of a road is just like, I know it's really fast, but if you actually play the game, it's very, like, it looks like you're speeding down a road. And so I kind of wanted to keep one consistent background and then make that, like, the illusion of going forward. And so I was going to do wheels for those NPCs, but then I decided it kind of looked a little corny. And so something I was having a big problem with throughout the entirety of this was just getting the cars right, because I didn't have a lot of pixels to work with because of the style I was doing it in. Yeah, and so I kind of figured out how towards the end, but a huge part of this video, that's, looking at that, it looks a little wrong. But this is a motorcycle, if you're wondering. A dude. And that's his reference. It's popping in and out. Here's where I actually make a taxi correctly. And I use the model to make a bunch of other cars. That's what I used. And this is my sad attempt at drawing an ambulance, which I then later fixed with the help of a really good reference. So what I'm doing right now is I'm coding it so that it's going at it really fast. And so everything worked. As you can see, like when a bunch of motorcycles were coming at it, but then I just had it so that it changed the costume randomly every time it made a clone. And so this right here is the trees, which looked a lot like bushes, but I later at the end correct to make it look more like a tree. And those were to keep you from just going on the grass, because I wouldn't want to make people just randomly drive in the grass. So that's kind of my fix to this. So coming into this, I had an idea for two bosses. Original boss I had in mind was the lumber truck, which would drop lumber from the back, and that's what I coded. And it proved to be probably the hardest thing to code, and I also wanted some police barricades, and so I made those just so that it made it look like they were trying to stop you. At the end, I kind of corrected so that it gives a bigger opening. And so the second one I made right here is probably everyone who plays this game that I've seen is least favorite part of it. And it's not because it's badly made or anything, it's just because it's rage-inducing, because you get hit once you're dead. That's pretty much the point of a lot of my games that I make. And so, what he does is he just goes really fast at you from both directions, and when he's coming at you, you kind of understand what he's doing, but when he comes from the back, there's no telling what he'll do, so it's really cheap and stupid. I love it. So I haven't coded a death system yet, but I kind of invented, I bet it's already been used before, a way to restart the game without pressing the flag. I just made everything like so if you've ever done Scratch before, there's a thing called broadcasting. It just means send a message, and when you receive that message, do something. And so, like I probably could find another way to do it, but right now, as you're seeing, I'm kind of making like when the start key pressed. So like when the flag's pressed, I'm kind of making a workaround for that. And so what happens when you do that is it just when you press the flag button, it broadcasts the flag being pressed, and so then whenever you press the space button, it broadcasts the flag being pressed. So that kind of makes a little bit of sense. And so what I'm doing right now, oh yeah, by the way, the white screens are placeholders. So I go into Photoshop at the end and I actually make everything look pretty. I didn't actually have a title for this at the time. And so I'm just doing a lot of game testing right now. Oh, this is a BXFR, I think, and that's how you make sound effects. This is Reclusive Lemming, my favorite chiptune YouTuber. I'm importing the sounds. Right now I'm created a separate sprite to do all the sound effects in. That's the computation sprite. So that's where all the, when the start key pressed, broadcast, like all the broadcast stuff. So now I'm going into Photoshop, right? And I had to figure out a title. I was on a Skype call with like Jude and stuff, and we were doing some doing some brainstorming,